Okay, okay. Here's Andre. Whoa, this board is weird. I'm not going to be able to resist playing knight f3. Nope. Well, there you go. We've learned something today. This is the educational portion of the stream. Okay, opening up the queen side immediately. I guess f7 sacks aren't possible in this game mode, which is cool. Well, they are with the bishop, but you don't even get the follow-up. So it doesn't really work. I don't know what you do. I don't know what to do here. I mean, I like a traditional structure. It's weird because our queen side, I guess we really want to push just all of our pawns up the queen side because that's his king side. There's an interesting idea. Yeah, maybe we go for like an English type situation. I think we're going to keep our d-pawn here for the rest of time. I think we're going to frappuccino our kingside bishop. I think we're going to get our other bishop out this way. I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But the idea is that I just want to be able to play with these pawns and sort of point my pieces in this direction. I wouldn't be surprised if he did the same, but then he's kind of burdening himself by moving his king, by like transitioning his king over to the queen side. We do also have queens in this game mode. Oh, I could have done an f7 sack, but again, I don't know if it's lethal. It probably isn't, if I had to guess. Okay, so here we definitely do one of these, but maybe not before defending it somehow. Yeah, which is a bit of an interesting decision to play knight out here. I guess he really wants to avoid this situation happening. Here we can push this, I guess, which kind of forces him to push this, right? I like that idea. It asks some questions of this king here. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? If you push this, that's gotta be this pawn has gotta be a liability for black. Especially because it, sort of like knight c3, queen b3 pointed at this pawn if it pushes. And if it captures, I mean, then we've got like clear line of sight here to our opponent. That's got to be scary for him. By our opponent, of course, I mean Andre. Now, if he opens up here, then next turn he's got to close up here. Wow, okay, so he doesn't. He just takes... Okay, interesting. I think that we'd be crazy to not take this pawn. I think that would be insane. And then we probably just... Okay, so we're getting somewhere, maybe. I don't know if that was worth it, but I think that probably what we want to do now is push these pieces. Okay, let's activate our knight. Gain a little bit of some semblance of center control here. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with, for example, this bishop. I don't really know. But putting pressure on this pawn is going to be probably good for us. Question is, do we push the e pawn here? Probably push the e pawn. Probably should have pushed the e pawn last turn, to be honest with you. I don't know. Yeah, laptop is restarting. Rip in peace. It happens. My current laptop, it's, like if you unplug it, it just immediately dies. It's not even that old. Actually, it's coming up on like 5 years, I guess. I mean, a laptop should probably last longer than that, but empirically, that seems to be reasonable. I think that bishop out here is maybe good, but maybe not fast enough. Because bishop out here, of course, falls prey to like a sack onto b7. Whoa, okay, so now Andre's got to be a little careful, yeah? Am I crazy here to think that this is now a good move? What does he do? How does he defend this? Probably just pushes, huh? Probably just pushes, but then we've got... yeah, I think we probably want to push this pawn before we do something like this. I mean, honestly, alternatively, we could... Well, probably not. Probably not. We could also just time travel a queen to here. It's probably not worth doing without setting anything up beforehand. I think that there's a lot to be said for this play here. We don't want to take too much time here. But if it takes, I like a recapture with the queen. Man, it's so weird. It feels so backwards. I'm really not used to it. This is like, what even is happening? I'm so just disoriented. But yeah, after takes here, I like this. We can always kick this bishop if we really want to. I mean, it also prevent, you know, we love the h3 push. We love the h3 push. Activating our queen feels pretty good. Opening the eyes of this bishop. I think we have a lot of ideas. I think maybe this game mode is imbalanced more for white than standard. I mean, it's a very quick conclusion to draw. I just think we have a lot of ideas. I think we have a lot of ideas. I mean, maybe it was just because Andre allowed this. Well, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's play the game out first. Not taking the pawn was better IMO, keeping the tension. The problem is the cable, not the laptop. It sometimes doesn't load correctly. I see. I think there's an argument to be made for keeping the tension. I think that there is. I just wanted to get it out of the way. I just did. Yeah, but I mean, it's nice because you basically keep this pawn here forever. If you keep the tension. You know, I don't really see what... Well, maybe like a queen move here or something like that. I don't know. Seems bad. Okay, so this queen move has now happened. I mean, I guess there's maybe a world in what... I mean, I don't know. This is like triply defended forever, so I'm not too worried about that. Well, okay, what's the purpose of this queen move? Andre isn't the type to just make a move for no reason, right? I think we want to kick this... I think we probably want to kick this. Because this also doesn't enable him to leave any... Oh, okay. I think he probably just wants to defend f7. I think he probably just wants to defend f7. We can always do queen out here to threaten, but I think we want to kick this bishop and then probably do something like queen b3 threatening queen b7. Threatening, just 2D threatening b7 here feels really good. Because then you threaten the mate. He has to pull the rook back. The fact that this queen is no longer guarding this knight is also a huge deal for us. So, I don't know. I think Andre is definitely on the back foot. Now we have to ask ourselves, do we push twice and Frappuccino this bishop? That's really strong. It feels really good, but it introduces critical weaknesses to our structure. I think that you just gotta, in this position, I think you just say fuck it, right? I think you just, yeah. I think that this is a real sort of YOLO situation. And I think that this is good as well. I think that now we're starting to cook with gas here. We have to be careful. I mean, Andre's real good and scary. So we have to think about what we're doing here. Honestly, like knight here is something that we're kind of afraid of. We just want to defend this knight to unburden this queen here is the main idea. So like queen out here becomes somewhat devastating, potentially. Because moving this knight. Okay, so this, the thing is that this rook is now covered by this bishop. So if takes, oh, then nothing else is covering the, I understand. But now we can also push this, right? And then this knight goes where? It can't go, it could go here, but okay, we're just gonna do it. Let Andre figure it out. We'll let Andre figure this out. And then we probably want to play Queen B3 ASAP. Whoa. I guess this is good for him. It's pretty much the only move he has. So, what does he do here? Let's just take this. I wonder if he takes with queen or bishop. Probably bishop, right? Yeah. So now what? The threat is this. Now we could do a little bit of this. So that if takes, this is defended. I kind of like that. Or we could do this, much more active. Oh no, we showed him our plans. We could do this, or we could do this. This, and then where are we at? We probably want to do this. No, maybe we want to do this, but then we block this bishop in. Which isn't ideal. I don't know how we avoid doing that, honestly. This bishop is just here till the end of time, basically. We gotta defend this pawn. I don't know. Nah, let's moon first, right? Moon first, sink later. That's what we're gonna do here. We're going to first move, or moon rather, and then subsequently sink. Yeah. This is definitely tricky. I think we want to do this soon. Because by now we have the time travel, but now he's thinking about it now that we sort of showed that that can happen. So if we move there and then time travel, we're going to go to here on this board. Let's see. Here on this board. Here on this board. Which leads us to b7 on this board right after the queen is moved. Actually, it's right after the bishop's moved. Which is really good because then we threaten... Okay, let's see what happened. Oh no, this happened. So there's an issue here with takes here, check. That's definitely a problem. Ways that we can defend it are this. Because then if takes, we just capture here. If takes with queen, we can't capture here. So that doesn't defend this. Because then we lose a piece. But you know what we do? I should play this queen move earlier, I think. I think we might not have too many other options. We have a nice time travel later anyway. Andre, you crafty son of a bitch. That doesn't really help us. Yeah, I think we sack this knight here. Because if he opens this up, well, he doesn't have to. That's the whole point. I think we sack the bishop here. I think we put ourselves in a bind by not activating our queen earlier. Because if we had played queen here before, then this move wouldn't work. you know? So you live and learn. You live and learn. The more active move, I mean, in 5D chess, almost always the more active move is going to be better. Okay, so this has now happened. Now, question is what we do from here, and the answer is, it's really not clear. We probably threaten an F7 sec. How many turns in the past? Okay, well, we can't really do that because he's going to check us immediately. But we do threaten the bishop F7 sec. Oh no, we lose before then, right? Makes sense. Yikes. Yeah, because after this check happens, well, I guess we do this, which isn't great. Maybe castling earlier was the play. Maybe here, like castling might actually have been the play. There's an argument to be made for that. That's for sure. I think that we gained good initiative at the very beginning. I think we might have squandered it. I think that this and then this happens. And then this happens. But then a time travel happens, right? Oh, but then the queen takes back in the time travel. Alternatively, this happens, and then the queen time travels to here. Buys us. How many turns do we need to buy for this bishop travel? Like quite a few. Like 7 turns after. We had to buy like 4 turns. I don't know that we're capable of doing that. And then this can happen, and then he checks us. Or he goes here. Well, no, he can't do... Okay, moon first. We put ourselves in a bit of a predicament. It's not great. I'm not going to claim that our situation is great, because it's not. Honestly, could have done this, and then after this happens, move over here. So here, this happens, and then takes. Oh, and then mate. GG. Andre's got us. Very good. Yeah, I think we threw it away. I think we really threw the game. Yeah, GG. Okay, very well executed. I think we threw the game this turn by worrying about this ridiculous like set of events here instead of just playing Queen B3. But I mean, that's a good lesson to learn. That's a good lesson learned because I find myself doing this all the time. Like, especially as white, where it's particularly egregious because the onus is on you to be the aggressor, what with your tempo advantage. Instead of playing these active moves, like you're making it too easy by not giving your opponent something that they have to respond to. Not only are you giving them something that they don't have to answer, you're also giving them the opportunity to give you something to answer, if that makes sense. Like, you know, especially in 5D chess, like the best defense is a good offense, basically. You don't want to give your opponent time to make any moves that threaten you, right? So like Queen B3 here, and then what does he do? Or Queen B3 here instead of Rook G1. GG, Andre. I was just telling Chad about how I play too passively. I think that here, instead of I really liked what I had going, but I think that instead of Rook G1 here, if I play Queen B3, that's really good for me. What are your opinions? What do you do after Queen B3 in this position? Or, you know, in this position, I guess. Queen B3 here. I really don't know. It's an interesting game mode, though. I really have to think about this a little bit more. Your initial plan was to f7 sec? Actually, no, not at all. The plan wasn't to f7 sec. I don't even know if f7 sec leads to anything good. Well, I mean, it does if you have pieces developed, obviously, but my initial plan was just, to develop normally. And then here, once you get a queen on b3, well, not only do you prevent this knight jump from happening, which I wanted to do, but then ended up not doing, you also just threaten 2d takes g2, right? It looked like this, though, with this pawn pushes. Yeah. Isn't it c7 in this game mode? Yes, it is c7. Yeah. We just always call it the f7 sack. We even call it the f7 sack from, from the black's perspective, because that's just understood what that means. But I mean, this is definitely c7, yeah, for sure. We even call f2 f7, exactly, yeah. Yeah, Andre's got me. No, yeah, I wasn't even planning that. I mean, that's always an option, like late game, especially after you push this knight, which shouldn't have been possible if I did queen b3. I think that losing this tempo really turned the game around in a bad way. Yeah, allowing this knight into a situation like this, yeah, it's just a nightmare. But I mean, that's like I said, that's a really important lesson that I need to, I'm glad that I was punished for this in this game, because I think that I do this a lot in general. But it was good. What do you think about this game mode, Andre? It's really interesting. I think it's probably, the imbalance in favor of white is probably stronger than in standard, if I had to guess. It just feels that way. I mean, even without just f7 shenanigans, just in general. Since f7 shenanigans probably aren't possible in the same way. If queen b3, maybe knight e4 was possible. Let's see. Possible. If queen b3, where did that happen? Here. Okay, cool. If queen b3, maybe knight e4 was possible. It's a possibility. Queen b3, knight e4, and then takes after bishop takes. Yeah, rook over, and then maybe there's like a time travel situation. I could see it. Yeah, maybe black. It's possible that black outspeeds white here in that situation. But also, crucially, white has time travels. White has really tricky time travels. Oh, yeah, sorry. I knew that he meant d4. He said e4, but I knew that he meant d4. Yeah, knight d4, because, I mean, e takes d4 is like suicide. I think that you probably have to take this, immediately. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have to take this immediately. Because this rook also isn't here anymore defending this bishop, I don't really know. Yeah, but queen b3 here does allow you a travel to b7. How many turns ago? So if queen b3 on this board, then next turn you go to b4 here, b5 here, b6 here, b7 here. And that's scary because this queen's already been moved. So after this, probably black, clearly they don't want to get mated. So they play... Oh, they might play the knight there, actually. No, you'd retake. Sorry, that's silly. No, okay. I mean, you probably have to go rook b8 here, and then queen takes b6, or c6 rather, and then you move from there. Didn't really calculate. Okay, I like how you understand each other despite Andre saying e4, Smet saying e4. Both of you meant d4. Yeah, because, it's the knight move there. I just mess that up all the time. I'm still not, coordinates don't, happen immediately for me still. I just haven't played enough chess. Alexi just, rattles them off, but I can't really do it. I was going with intuition this game, just rook c8. Yeah, rook c8, and then, oh, just, no, yeah, rook c8, but then you have queen takes c6. You don't think that's scary? Maybe it's not worth the timeline. Maybe you're right. I don't know. You have 2 queens. Because after that, then you can put a rook on b. You can put your queen on b7 again, and then like sack, and you've got this queen over here that'll threaten the mate. Or actually, what you have is, if all of that has happened, then actually, okay. So after queen goes back in time and takes b7, and then after rook c8, you have queen takes c6. Then if you like ever sack on if you ever sack on, oh, that's before I frappuccinoed the bishop actually, so never mind. Yeah, and then black's got time to play some game. I don't know. I'd probably do it in a timed game. That's all I'm saying. That was an idea that I had. Maybe it's not good. Doesn't look too scary. Especially since E is just the king, isn't just the king file. Yeah. In this game mode, yeah. Same. I can't even tell colors apart. Yeah, but it's an interesting game mode. I'd play a little bit more of this. Yeah, GG Andre. Mostly because the piece can only move to a determined square, so if they name some adjacent...